Yesterday, somebody asked about having a quick overview of how Rahu would result in different houses. I generally don't do it because it sounds very common. But the man who asked me was very close to me. So I said, let's take a trip around all the 12 houses. So when Rahu is in the first house, then what happens? Then the person becomes very obsessed with himself or herself. The person wants to shine out. This shining out becomes a obsessive phenomena. You see, the person is very obsessed with his or her body. They want it in perfect shape. They want to look very attractive. They want to appeal. They want to look very appealing, you see. So Rahu in the first house is like, basically in one word, if I have to say, it is like, I am everything. So such a person, if he has a wife, then the poor wife suffers because he never pays much attention to his wife. He is so much obsessed about himself that there is no time to look after his wife or to pay more importance to his wife. When the same Rahu goes to the second house, here the person becomes more obsessive of his family. Such people always have problems with their teeth. You will see many people going to the dentist with this placement. The other negative part of this position is that generally people with this position, they generally are kind of jealous. That jealousy is more in this kind of people. Then the Rahu goes to the third house. Here the person wants to do a lot of adventures. The news that you read often that a young man tried to take a selfie on some mountain and then he fell off and he died. So this kind of men you will see if the Rahu is not so positive. If it is positive, or in the sense if that Rahu is getting some support of positive planets, then this adventurous nature can help him to take risks, and then he can also become a good businessman, because to become a businessman you need to take the risks. So then this becomes a positive placement for Rahu, simply because the nature, the obsession to take risks, the obsession to do some adventurous things in life, if these things get a support, then some good things happen in his life. In the sense, he can earn good money. If everything is well, he can also earn good fame. Now the Rahu moves to the fourth house. Now here he becomes too obsessed with his properties, too obsessed with the mother. I have seen many men and many women. They are too obsessed with mother. And it is too much. In fact, a man who has a Rahu in his fourth house, and if he marries a woman, then the woman must be careful, because this man, if he has a mother, he is never going to understand his wife, because he is so much obsessed with his mother, and then it becomes a friction. So many things are there, but this is just an overview. Now the Rahu goes to before we go to the fifth house, another point with this fourth house Rahu is, many times this is like this kind of people, they go through a lot of experiences of black magic. So either they do black magic on others, or the others do black magic on them. But these people are generally found in those kind of areas, Now the Rahu shifts to the 5th house. Here the person is too competitive. He or she just likes to compete. Now even if there is some simple man saying something, doing something, now they will come and they will think, oh, I should do something like him, I should do more than him, I should compete with him. So you see, these people are constantly in that mood of competing with others. Again, this 5th house is all about your love affairs and your relationships, and it is also about your school studies. So now there are two sides to this. Either there is a positive support, then this will turn into having multiple love affairs and plus doing well in the studies. If there is a negative, then again relationships don't work, and then again delays in studies and so on. It also creates sometimes problems with pregnancy for women. Generally, this kind of women who have 5th house Rahu, they are very obsessed with their children. So such a woman can become a very dangerous mother-in-law. Let this be very clear. A woman who has 5th house Rahu is a very, very obsessive mother, and she becomes a challenge for the daughter-in-law, whoever marries her son. 5th house is also very closely related to doing many rituals. Now there are so many flavors to this human life. You have to see the person from what background he comes, what is his mindset from his moon placement, and accordingly you come to know. So basically here the person can even do black magic on other people by exercising certain rituals, or he may be also a good healer. If he knows some good things about healing, then he can also be a healer. But it depends, the whole horoscope can change. It depends on how the whole plethora of planets are and what are their positions. But 5th house Rahu is definitely not a good position. It affects the thinking pattern also, because 5th house is directly connected with the sign Leo, and Leo is directly connected with Sun, and Sun is directly connected with consciousness. So on the place of consciousness Rahu is sitting. Now you all tell me how difficult this situation can be. I am trying to tell that woman something good, but she will not understand. She will not understand at all, because here the consciousness is blocked. So this kind of people do many mistakes in life, and it's not a great placement. If you see, then in the 11th house you will see Ketu. So Ketu in 11th house is also not a good placement, because again this is not a very social person, unless there are other planets in the 5th house, unless there are some other aspects in the 5th house. And 11th house, if you see, is a house that is a provider. It provides you, it benefits you, right? In our Indian context, we can say it is one of the house of desires which are fulfilled by the means of Lakshmi, or by the means of prosperity. So I personally don't like this placement much, because the whole balance of the horoscope is disturbed. Anyways, we'll move to the sixth house. Now here in the sixth house, Rahu is totally in power, because here all the things that Rahu likes a lot, such as disputes, fights, quarrels, the nature of I am something, all these kind of things, then your black magic, your all kind of dark things of life. Here all these things, Rahu, when he comes here, then the person is obsessed with all these things. And such a person is also very good in debating. They like to debate a lot. Also, this person generally doesn't suffer much as far as health issues are concerned. Because what happens is that wherever Rahu is placed, Rahu sees that the person becomes obsessed with that matters of that house. So, as you saw that Rahu in the ascendant, the person thinks a lot about his or her body shape, trying to be fit, trying to be attractive. In the sixth house, the person is focusing actually on the practicals, that is to exercise, to do all fitness regimes. So you will see many bodybuilders with Rahu sixth house. And then Rahu comes in the seventh house. And you all know what happens then, because you all must have read my answers on Quora. And also many of you may have read my book on Rahu. So here the obsession is obvious with sex, with actual physical relations, and generally it is difficult to find a person, a man or a woman, as a virgin with this placement. I personally would be very surprised if I see somebody with this position living a monk's life, because it is difficult. Either there is some other support of planets, or else he is just a fake monk, doing something in the morning and doing something in the night. A total contrast personality. So Rahu 7th is generally not good for marriage. The marriage works. It is not that divorce happens. Marriage works, but only if the wife is submissive by nature. You see? So if the man has Rahu 7 and the woman also has Rahu 7, then it is very difficult. But if the man has Rahu 7 and the woman has no Rahu in the 7th house, or that woman has Ketu in the 7th house, then there can be a match. Because if both are obsessive of each other, then a clash happens. But even if one of them is not obsessive, then one person can let go, one person can understand, and that way the marriage works. But otherwise, Rahu 7 is not a good position for marriage. Now the Rahu goes to the 8th house. Now here Rahu again is very comfortable, because all the dark things of life, all the you can say evil, or you can say shadowy, or you can say mysterious, or you can say occult, or if there is some other direction to the horoscope, then you can also say the in-laws. But this Rahu definitely creates issues in this aspects of life, all the underworld aspects of life. So you have many times there are women who face a lot of problems from their in-laws. Then there are certain men and women who become victim of black magic, and there are some men and women who are so much obsessed with occultism that they go to extreme steps just to satisfy their desire of attaining something in their line of occultism or mysteries. So this is a very dangerous position, because here the person wants to do all those things that are generally considered as not so good in a civilized society. And then if other support is not available, then the person can fall in trouble. So then such a person can also get into legal problems, imprisonment, and so on. Now when the Rahu moves to the 9th house, then what happens? So here the man or woman just goes on visiting hundreds of temples, gods, and yet there is no peace within. They simply forget that God is not in the idols but very much within. And by the time they realize, they are already on their deathbeds. So too much of belief can either make you a victim or either can make you a very hardliner, orthodox person. You may have read in newspapers about all this kind of hardline Hindutva, and so these people have this kind of prominent positions, Rahu in the 9th house. So these people are more religious. They will not understand anything from a spiritual person. They just know one thing: I am Hindu. So they will follow their whole life all that has been dictated by the society of how you should be as a Hindu. So the aspect of humanity is totally absent. Then whether he is Hindu or Muslim or Christian, whatever, but this faith becomes too obsession towards faith. Faith should not be like this, where you totally forget about humanity. It's okay. You have faith in your religion, that is fine. You can follow your religion, but religion should not become a blockage. Religion should not transform you from a man to animal. Religion should help you to become more and more matured person, matured man or woman. But these people, they don't understand anything. They are just like hardliners. Then Rahu goes to the 10th house. In 10th house, Rahu is like a boss. You all must have worked at some place, or many of you must be working at some place. So, you may have seen this kind of people who are very bossy. So there was a man, I have seen, there is a man, he used to work from the US, and he used to be so bossy. And I used to laugh. I used to smile that people are so ignorant. But that is how this Rahu 10th is. They feel as if like I am the boss. So the word boss is typically for people who have Rahu in 10th and Mars in 10th. Saturn in 10th will not create so much problem, because Saturn exercises its his power very leniently, in a very executive manner. Saturn is also bossy, but the nature of expressing that bossiness is different from Mars and Rahu. So many times when you come and you say my boss is a real headache and he or she is too bossy, so they generally have this kind of connection to 10th house where they have Rahu, and Rahu in 10th house is a position that makes the person so obsessed with power, with career, that that person can go to any extent just to get a promotion, just to rise in life, you see. Because here Rahu is in a very prominent position and 10th house is like a very strong house. So here the Rahu becomes a mean through which the person exercises his authority, and through that authority he tries to do many things which are not ethical in nature. See, now Rahu goes in the 11th house. In the 11th house, Rahu makes you so obsessed with networking, with friends, with all kind of socializing, that these people, if you keep them in a one room for at least 4 hours, they will go mad, because they want socializing so much. Socializing is the very essence of their life. And the positive thing of this is that the more you network, the more you get connected, the more money flows in. It is a very simple thing. So these people benefit a lot in life because they know how to earn money, they know how to print the currency notes. Rahu in 11th house is a definite sign that the person is a good money maker. Period. Now the Rahu goes to the 12th house. In the 12th house, Rahu makes you more and more meditative by nature. Here Rahu kind of creates an obsession where the person wants to connect with the energies that are unseen, that you cannot see through your naked eyes. So all that is cosmic, all that is supernatural, all that is beyond your mind, those things Rahu is very fascinated when Rahu is in the 12th house. It is a good position for meditations, for doing things that will, it actually makes you do things which will help you to connect with the world beyond mind. But this Rahu should have positive support of other planets. The other planets in the horoscope should be such that this Rahu in 12th can give you or is able to give you results of this capacity, that is of helping you to become more and more meditative. So this is just an overview of Rahu, how Rahu works through your channel, because this body is a channel, it's a medium, right? You all are born because of your desire. This desire is your Rahu. So simply, wherever Rahu is placed, that position, that matters of that house are the most prominent desires for which you are born. Period. You see, Rahu in first, the person has immense desire of becoming somebody. Rahu in second, the person has immense desire of making lots of money. Rahu in third, the person has immense desire of doing some adventurous thing, of doing something for which he will be known. Basically, some skill. You see, these people are highly skilled people. So they want to attain some skill, or whatever skill they are born with, they want to sharpen it further. Then the Rahu in fourth, here the desires are more about family, about his home, his mother. So this is more of like a family person, or he is born again to have his desires fulfilled related to his family affairs. Those affairs can be anything. Those affairs can be related to property, related to his or her mother, related to his comforts. But basically, the soul has taken birth to remain forever with his or her family, and such a person generally stays with the family. This is definitely not a position where you can become a Buddha. Let this be very clear, because Rahu in fourth brings immense desire of clinging to things. This position brings lots of attachments, and Buddha says the root of suffering is attachments. So now you all can understand that why Rahu in fourth house brings many sufferings. You see. Then in the fifth house, again, romance, affairs, love affairs. This kind of, if there is another dimension, then you have many tantrics and mantrics also with this position. Then the Rahu in sixth, as I said, here the more is focus is on working and doing something. These people are basically office kind of people, officers who are typically more obsessed with their daily routine life, and they just go on working and slogging. Yes, slogging is the right word. These people simply like to slog. Now, you must have seen a donkey, right? Now, why that soul has taken birth of a donkey? You say that the donkey slogs a lot. The donkey has to slog a lot. But that donkey is not feeling like that. Remember this. That donkey is actually enjoying that slogging. So, understand the difference. You see. And then in the seventh house, as you all know, the person is highly sexual by nature, and generally they get into bed right from their college teen years, and highly sexual person basically. That because that is their base desire, you see. That is the main epic center of their desire. Seventh house, sexual relationships, physical union, and basically physicality. And then in the eighth house, the soul has taken birth to satisfy his desire related to all the dark, all the black, all the shadowy things of life. You see. mysteries, occultism. Also, many times the soul takes birth to go through his or her karmic dues related to the in-laws, because your 8th house is again of your in-laws. So, and again this 8th house is of accidents, right? So here again, because Rahu becomes too much obsessed of getting into these very risky areas, like occultism is a very risky area. People think a lot, people imagine a lot that all this black magic and this, doing this and that, but they don't understand if they are not able to do it properly, it can boomerang. And then what happens? The person gets into trouble. So that is why this position attracts harm. I have seen many men and women, just walking and being crushed by a car or by a bus. So accidents, harm, and all this kind of bleeding and all these things are generally happen in their life when the Rahu is in the 8th, because they are anyhow born with the desire to play around all these matters of this 8th house. So when you are playing with fire, obviously you should be ready. If you are not ready, you are going to get hurt. You see? So whether the person is ready or not ready, that depends on the other planetary placements. If the person is ready, then such a person can become a good black magician, because he is ready, he can play with the fire, right? But if the person is not ready and he is jumping, he may get drowned. So it depends on your readiness. And then in the 9th house, as you see, the person is a soul who comes again and again in this cycle of birth and rebirth, and he just goes on repeating the things of all those religious scriptures, and he will go on doing the same thing. I am not against religion. What I am trying to say is that even if you are reading one line of Hanuman Chalisa, it has to come from your heart. It has to come not as a compulsion, not because I have to. It has to come because I want to. You see, that is the difference. But here, the reason is not I want to, the reason is I have to. And then in the 10th house, this soul has taken birth to exercise his bossiness, to roam around as a boss, and to basically live in his or her illusion that I am somebody. You see? So you see the difference. If Rahu is in ascendant, the person is specific to his overall appearance and body and how he is being projected in the society, or how society perceives him or her, right? So such a person is very obsessed and very sensitive towards this, because that are his desires related to the ascendant, the 1st house. But here in the 10th house, the desires are very much focused on the career part. So here he wants to be I am somebody. When he says I am somebody, he wants to tell the whole world that I am some senior manager, some vice president, or at the most I am some group lead. You see? So that obsession is always there. And I have seen so many people, they just go and they are so much kind of trapped in their desires of getting more and more in their career and their promotions and this. Even if this person becomes a president, still he is not happy. He thinks that there must be something that I need to do, because they are constantly in that mindset that I have to continue, I have to keep running, I have to keep running. You see? So this kind of people you see. Then, as I said, in the 11th house, these people are, the soul is born more over to socialize, to go to parties and all those kitty clubs and this and that and all that kind of personalities you will see. Even the Rahu is in the 11th house. And in the 12th house, as I said, the desire is more of attaining towards the beyond, realizing something that is beyond this physical world. So here the fascination is more towards things that happen behind the curtain. You see? So I'm not saying that anything is good or anything is bad, because we all are in this journey of life. It is just that we are trying to understand that how the desires manifest, or how the desires can be seen through this human horoscope. Enough for today.